Hello everybody, Walter here. Welcome to episode 17 of my Oxygen Not Included Let's Play series with the Spaced Out DLC. In the previous episode we finished setting up our water storage with attached decon chamber and purification floor. Then we continued by taming 2 water producing geysers and hooked everything together. But we are not entirely done yet, and in the intermediate time a new update introduced some changes that might require some additional adaptations around our base. So let's jump back to our colony and let's have a look. And we're back at our water handling facility. Now I still owe you a quick explanation of how all of this here works, so let's start with that. The liquids either come pre-filtered through those pipes here or unfiltered through this one here and then filtered up here with those mechanical filters. They are then input into those 4 infinite liquid storages and then finally output in 3 places. We have the valves for cases where I need a continuous stream of the liquids. Then we have the liquid meters in case I need a specific amount of any of those liquids here for one of my builds. And then finally those vents here, which output them in nice layers, as you can see here. So my dupes can access them via the pitcher pump here, which is currently not accessible since 2 of those layers are not at the proper amount per tile. And this one here would collapse if any of those liquids here is completely used up. Little detail here in the liquid storage is that I have a bypass with those bridges here, which connect the input directly to the output, which means that if there is a need of water and I have water coming in, it's directly bridged over and I don't need the pump to use up unnecessary amounts of power. The last part is down here concerning the polluted water decontamination chamber, which basically loops the polluted water through pre-filled liquid reservoirs and dilutes the amount of germs inside of them, which together with the chlorine atmosphere ensures that the number of germs coming out of here is 0. So as you can see, the first liquid reservoir has roughly 400,000, then we're down to 11,000, then 250, and the last 2 have no germs at all. And the last little part here is this packet stacker here, which ensures that the output here is always 10 kilograms per second, or per packet at least, which is important due to the bypass, since even just, let's say, 100 grams or so would still block the pump from pumping. So that's already the whole system explained. Now a little issue that is still remaining from the end of the last episode is this pipe here is completely backed up all the way to the corresponding tema over here. And while that would resolve itself after a little while, once the whole liquids at the bottom of the base have been pumped out, I still think it's a bit of a waste of, well, you can see this vent here is overpressurized, so it's wasting eruption time. So I want to add infinite liquid storage like I did down here. Unfortunately, I don't have the obsidian anymore. I already mined this out on the other one, so I have to move everything a tiny bit over. And while I'm modifying this one here, I might also modify this one down here, just because I can. But the first step is getting some manual airlocks in, and for that I need to have a look. This one here goes there, then this one here goes there. I need one there, I need one there, and I need one there, and another one down there. And since this here is extremely germy water, I have to start with some tiles around, so I'm not spilling that all over the place. And I slightly miscalculated. I had to move all of those one over, since I still need this tile here, and I couldn't place it for obvious reasons on top of the water vent right there. So this is now all more or less in place. So let's grab the liquid pump. This can be again a normal one. Then I can place the pipe. It also needs the power already. So that's that part done. While I'm here, I might as well add the liquid valve going down. And here I'm actually going to go straight down and then in parallel to this pipe down there. So I'll have to make a few minor modifications over here at a later point, but for now that should do the trick. And then I can already get rid of this pipe right there. Although maybe not yet up to there. I don't want to put the German water all over the place. I'm also, as you can see, not insulating this since the water here comes out at 30 degrees, so there is no real need for insulation. I'm still missing some automation, so a hydro sensor right here, and then the automation wire there. And then for the Asher's waterfall, I need some gases, and I can see already some hydrogen and oxygen up here, so I'm just going to grab myself a pump and place it up here. Then for now just a little pipe and a bridge, so I get some suction going on. And then I'm just going to power this via a temporary wire like so. And after a minimal amount of work, we now have those gases here in the proper place, which means now it's time to actually get rid of those two here in the proper order. First the top, and then the bottom. So let's see, this is one, this is the second, and this here is now done. So let's make sure all of the debris is cleaned up, then I can close this. And this one here I also need to set, let's say, above 110. And wait, why is this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was my mistake. I didn't take into account that this one here would now change the direction. So now this needs to be built. I also need to change the wiring or piping here a bit. So let's just make sure this is done in sync. How do I... this will be one pipe. Then this one here goes over there. And over here. And then I can just remove this pipe up there. I'll leave the bridges in place. Maybe at some point I may add another cooling loop, or may need pipes for another reason. So this now needs to be built. And while this is built, I'm also going to make the same changes I did to this one here, also down here, with the exception that while I didn't need an insulation layer here, I definitely need it down here. And that's looking much better already. Now I have included a liquid valve here, but I'm leaving it at the full throttle since yeah, I don't really need this water to heat anything up. So this is just in case I need it, but for the most part I'm just leaving it as is. So I also have been doing some more digging over here, so we should soon see this pipe here completed. I also decided to move the power line to the bottom here. Not only is that shorter, but I'm considering putting my rocket silos in this area here, and then I would have to get rid of this in any case. So with that done, let's have a look. Those pipes are now also done, so let's snip this off here. And yeah, then I can just clean out those parts too. This is looking much better already, but for now I still need to wait a little bit until everything is connected properly again. But while I'm here, well, almost forgot closing this off again. And I still need to set this liquid valve here to the average output of this, which is 3041.4. So 3041.4. And that needs to be done soon. And here comes Gossman to finish the last pieces of missing wire. So now we should start seeing our roughly 3 kilograms of water coming from the top. Yep, that's looking good. We are also done with all of the rewiring here. Yep, that's all done. Now let's have a look. Yep, as I suspected, we have now used up all of the clean water that we have left over from our Rodriguez. So I can now start getting rid of the pipes over here, which I no longer need. also the pipes there, and the wiring, and also the various buildings in here. So let's make sure all of this here is properly cleaned up. And once that is done, we can start working on some of the changes that were introduced with the last update. Now, what were the changes with the latest update? For one, the UI has been modified. Now it's rather simple to change the material of buildings, which is quite handy. But also a major change is the critter drop-off was actually split into two. We have a critter drop-off and a critter pick-up now. And those old buildings here were grandfathered in, but I'm considering replacing them with the new building just to be on the safe side in case those break with a later update. So let me very quickly upgrade all of those old school critter drop-offs with the new version. So that should have been all updated now. Next up, let's have a look at the top here. We now have all of this free space except for the gas storage there, which means I can add one more of those living quarters right in here, with the exception of this single room, which for now will remain a gas storage. I will not put in any atmosphere docks. I will also get rid of those here quite soon, but I'm not sure I will do this yet in this episode. Anyway, the first thing I will actually place before I start putting in any walls also is putting in those natural tiles using the trick with the manual airlocks, since that is otherwise a rather tedious process and can get quite annoying quite fast. Now with those in place, it's time for the rest of the infrastructure, so all of the walls and the floors and of course the interior decoration. And that's 95% of all of the necessary building orders done. What I still need is a critter drop-off and those two jammers, so I can get a pip in here for the planting of the plants. And I also need some temporary storage bins so I can get some seeds in there. And I will go for, let's have a look. Once more, I will go for the, where is it? The briar seed. Yeah. I'm once more going for the bluff briar. But as you can see here, it's now a bit of a waiting game until all of this here is done. While my dupes continue with building this whole setup here, I might as well start getting the plants in. So let's make sure we're getting either a cuddle pip or a pip with the highest priority in both. I already have the seeds in place, so that's no longer an issue. And yeah, I have two pips waiting here for quite a while already. So let's get those wrangled and put up here so they can put in some plants. And just to be on the safe side, I'm actually going to add a tile here and a tile here so my pip can definitely reach the space on top of the gold amalgam here. So we have our first nature reserve done with those 4 plants now in place. So we can get rid of the pip again. We also can deactivate and deconstruct this one here. And now it's just waiting until the second pip down here has also done its job. And our pip is about to place the last missing plant down there, which should in just a moment create our 4th nature reserve, which also triggers another achievement, the Some Reservations. Improve duplicant morale by designing 4 areas as nature reserves. Very, very nice. So, with that out of the way, we can start cleaning all of this here up. Getting our pip out of there and getting rid of the critter drop-off. We also have something to print out, so let's have a look what we can select. We now have some more space for dupes, so let's see if there is something we can work with. I don't need another researcher. Nope. Digging, super, Mouthbreaker. Nah, not really what I'm looking for. Gourmet, mole hand, small bladder. Decorating, digging. Also not really what I'm looking for. I could do for another rancher or something like that. I think I'm going for the omelet right now, but I'll keep my eyes open for some more useful dupes, I think. So, anyway, this is now all pretty much done for the most part. We have the nature reserves in place, and I also already adapted the cooling loop by replacing the insulated pipes with normal pipes. So that's also already done. So we are pretty much done here. The most part that's missing is just some more decoration, but Ashkan is already on that job. And we also already have our private bedrooms all over the place. So as I said, we now have space for 9, once this is done, 10 more dupes. Although currently our food production won't be able to handle that many dupes, but we have a bit of a reserve. So anyway, that is now all done, and I think it's time to get back to this area here. And the first thing I want to do is add one more of those quadruple storage areas with just some minute changes. So let me very quickly grab my notes and I will come to you back in a moment. And now that I have reminded myself of how I wanted to build this in the first place, let's get going. So the first step is more or less a carbon copy of this here with just some minute changes to this area right down here. Since you already saw the entire process in the previous 2 episodes, let me very quickly skip ahead until I have all of those building orders in place. And I just noticed that I built those loops the wrong way around. They need to go to the left and not to the right. So one more thing I need to adjust all the way to the bottom, obviously. So with the pipes now going the right way around, I can continue with the planning. There is not much missing still. Just those filters here. This way around, obviously. So I'll leave out the bridges I placed up here for now, since currently I'm running the wrong types of liquids through this pipe, and I don't want to prime them with the wrong liquids for obvious reasons. So now I need to wait until all of this here is built before I can start concentrating on this part at the bottom here. Okay, so you're likely curious what I'm going to put in this corner here. To put it simple, it will be a cooling system. The reason is I'm going to store crude oil and petroleum in here, and those tend to be rather hot. But I'm also going to store ethanol in there, and that will turn into a gas at 80 degrees, so I need to cool this down. And that's what I want to place in there, at least the cooling part. So first I'm actually going to start with some temp shift plates out of diamond. I need one here, then 2 down there, 1 up there, 1 here, and 1 here. And to get up there I'm going to need a ladder there. I am also going to grab some metal tiles, place them here and here for now, and also part of the installation already down there. Those can go. And I also need the cooling pipes. So I'm just going to snake this up and down all the way to the end here, and then just going straight down with some insulated pipes. So this needs to be built, and then the empty spaces need to be filled in with metal tiles. And we just hit another achievement, which is a bit of a surprise. So let's have a look. 1 year to be exact. Reach cycle 365.25 with a single colony. Yeah, I should have seen that coming, literally. But nevertheless, it's one more achievement, so nice to have right now. But as I said, let's continue on. I, by the way, also added another temp shift plate at the top there. I somewhat forgot about this earlier. And that's that. So now let's go below, and here I'm for one building a storage for just 2 liquids, but also the dedicated cooling system for this one here. So let's get started. I am first going to, first I'm going to need to get rid of this and down here, so I have some more space to work with. And now I can actually put in a proper floor here, 6 in total for now. Then a joint plate down there, another one here, last one there. I need to open this up so I can connect everything properly. Then an airflow tile here and 2 there. Then next to that 3 normal tiles with another joint plate right here. Then one there, another one there. And I really need to get rid of all of this here. Since it's simply in the way, this will be a bit off center, or the top part will be a bit wider than the bottom part. Anyway, let's continue. So I need another tile here, and then I would need 2 here, but I need first a vacuum in there. So let's make a little liquid lock there with some naphtha. I also need a way to pump that out. Okay, I need the mini pump that fits in nicely. Get that up to here, and then I need the watt wire connecting all of this to the top there. Yeah, that should work quite nicely. Then over here I'm going to add a steam chamber, and that steam chamber will be 10 in total wide, so up to here, and 2 high. So in there, let's keep it open so my dupes can get in there for now. In there I'm going to need aquatoners out of steel, and a total of 3 in there, like so. Then each of those needs a thermosensor, 1 at least. Then I also need some automation wire to connect them. Then for the pipes, 2 below those, and this one here has them straight over like so. Then for the piping, this one here comes from the bottom, goes over there in a kind of circle, and then up here. Then this one here comes from the top right in here, then around. This one here goes into the second one, and then straight up. And I'll have to figure out how I connect those in just a moment. I also need a liquid vent right here. And I also need need to get rid of those so I can put in my 2 steam turbines. I also need a bit of the ceiling here right now. And yeah, let's grab ourselves some liquid naphtha. Nice priority. So I get a proper vacuum in there quickly. Now for the power. This one here is pretty simple. The same is true later on for the top there. But for now, I have to wait until all of this here is built and I have a power vacuum right in there. And there is the vacuum. Perfect. Next up, let's get this out of the way. And once that is done, I can close this up. But for now, I can continue over here a bit more with liquid vent. And next to that, where do I have it? Under automation, the hydro sensor with some automation wire. This time I'm not putting in a door, since with just 2 liquids and the 2 liquids I'm using here specifically, I won't run into any issues. Let's have a quick look what we can print out. Do I want some more pips or do I want a dupe? Let's have a look. What do we have? We have flatulent. Nope. Nicola. What's with Nicola? Operating, doctoring, suit wearing. typical. Not really what I'm looking for. Let's go with some more pips. You can't have too many pips. You simply can't. Wait, not there. Let's put that... Where do I want to put that? Let's put it there. I really need to build at least another ranch for the pips, but that's coming up pretty soon, I suspect. Anyway, let's get this going. So this is now cleaned up, so I can close this floor here. Maybe not there. This still needs to be built. And then up here I can build my tube access. And then the actual tube. I will also one day have to connect all of those up. This also needs some power. So then I need some liquid meters right here, connected to the pipe again. They also need the same automation. I need to get up there for now. Who's entombed? Come on. Ashkan, really? Really? My goodness. Okay. Yeah, but as I was saying, I need to get over there right now, so let's just put in a ladder and a second ladder just so to make sure I can reach everywhere. Then I can put in a pneumatic door here, an airflow tile in there, and then I can fill in this part. Just like that. Now for the storage, I'm just going to add one more here. Then I need my liquid vent here and another one right there. In between a door. Then another door right there. And right here. Then a pump here. And another pump there. Then I can put in some more tiles like so. Let's keep that open for now so I can get in. Then at the bottom I need another door. And then, very important, airflow tile here and here. And in the middle a mesh tile. Then I need some more power. And the question is, do I want to run this from this wire? Or do I want to run this from the power at the bottom there? Yeah, I think I'm going to run this from the bottom. Why is this not? Yeah, obviously not being prioritized enough, so let's rectify that. And that's looking much cleaner already. Next up, I want to put in some liquids in here. And the bottom liquid will be some crude oil via a bottle emptier. And once I have a fine layer of maybe a bottle or so worth of crude oil at the bottom, I am just putting in maybe a bottle or let's say 2 bottles of clean water on top of that. And I just noticed that I'm once more running out of clean water. So let's have a look. Yeah, I have definitely enough lying down here. So let's make sure this is built so I can actually fill my steam chamber here with some water. And there is debris lying in there, so let's also get rid of that. Now, why am I putting crude oil in here? I could also use petroleum for that. But the main reason is with the crude oil or petroleum in there, you have a better transmission of the heat from the whole area towards where the clean and relatively cool water is dropped in. And also by putting the water on top, I don't need to create an artificial vacuum since it will displace all of the oxygen in here automatically. Or at least that's the idea. So anyway, this is all pretty much done. So I can close this on this side. I can still get, well, I still need to wait until I have some water at least. And then I can start closing this up. But I can nevertheless already place this tile and plan a bit. And what I need is 2 small power transformers. Let's place them, yeah, let's place them like this. Then those need to be connected with some wire all the way over there. And where is the steam turbine to? Yep, that should work quite nicely. Then they also need an output, and this output will be just a connection here, and then going up connecting those two and going down. And this I will use a bit later. So now the water is coming. Very nice. And as I said, I'm likely going to put in, yeah, 2 of those full bottles of water. So this all needs to be done. I still need the piping. And for that, I'm going to start with a bridge here and another bridge there. I'm doing essentially the same I did with the other ones, so a bit of a interesting setup. So then let's connect those two, and the outputs. This one here goes straight to this one, and this one here goes straight to this one. Then for the inputs, I need the pipes like so. Then I need to connect them right here and here. This one here will go straight up. Wait, let's go straight over. And then this one here goes over. And then so here with a bridge. That way I don't need to fiddle around at the top there. I might want to add a ladder here temporarily so I can reach everywhere. And then I can build my 2 filters here. Again with the liquid valves. And this time I don't use those bridges here, since I don't really have a dedicated source for those 2 that will only produce those 2 specific materials. So that is, what does look better? The first one was looking better, I think. Yeah, that looks better. So now, still part of the piping is this cooling loop here, which goes straight down like so. And then let's have a look. I will have one output here, and the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And they both need to be connected to this one down there. So let's put in a bridge right here. Then I can connect those 2 and go straight down there. That should do the trick. And yeah, that's definitely enough water. I should really stop putting more in. Yeah, 60 kilograms per tile, that's definitely enough. So all of this is more or less built, except for this one here. Once this is built, I can start closing this off completely, hopefully without any of my dupes getting caught in there. And then once those pipes are in place, I can start putting down the 2 steam turbines. And here we go. So I can now put in the 2 steam turbines. 2 turbines to 3 aqua tuners running on water is the perfect ratio, so that's nice. Anything else I'm missing? Yeah, I'm missing a pitcher pump actually. So let me quickly put it in there. And then also this tile, I can close this off. And I totally forgot to connect this one here with some pipe there. I will also have a cooling loop going through here. Going over there. Yeah, let's go over there, then let's connect here. And at this point I'm going to just snip this off and put a bridge in its place. So this will be a bigger cooling loop, which will be expanded later on. So I need to get down. I need to snip this off for now right here. Let's also increase the priority for this part at the back there and for these parts here, so they are definitely done first. Oh, and I just noticed power is also not done yet, so those need to be connected too. This one here I don't really need right now. This is all accessible. That's looking good. Those are already set up. Perfect. Anything I'm still missing? Let's have a look. Piping is not entirely done yet. So let's quickly pause the game. Then let's complete the loop very quickly. And now let's have a look at the principles. So Any good dupe? Operating doctoring, not really what I'm looking for. Decorating, doctoring, operating, undigging, not really. Let's go with fungal spore. And I just remembered I have my dupes still in atmosuits. And I don't, or I shouldn't mix those up. Yeah, let's keep the dupes to the current number right now. Ah, I remembered. I need to set those here to 20. And 20. And this one here needs to be set to 35 degrees. And now I need once more to wait until all of this here has been built. And I just had a little thought. If I move those two one up, I can actually put in another floor and that would look much better, I think. So let me very quickly make this little modification. Yeah, that's looking much better already. So that's done. The cooling loop is almost done. We are still waiting for gold to be delivered, although we still apparently have 7 tons lying around. So what's this about? Is this the gold in here? No, those are 10 tons. So it's not reading the gold that's lying around here. So I suspect this is gold that's distributed over the entire map, likely. So yeah, I think my dupes are just spending most of their time collecting bits and bobs of gold. But nevertheless, this shouldn't take too long, at least I hope. And that's the last missing piece of pipe. So we are now finally done with this cooling loop system here. The last part is, for obvious reasons, putting in the cooling liquid, but I'm going to do this in the next episode. So let's stop the game and let's have a quick look what we managed this time. Quite a lot if you ask me. We first of all started adding some really needed liquid buffer to our 2 teamers from the previous episode. Then we adjusted the critter drop-offs due to the latest update. Added 9 more bedrooms with a 10th one waiting until this one here is emptied out. And finally added infinite liquid storage for 6 more liquids, including a dedicated cooling system. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We are now at a good point, I think, to get our hands on quite a lot of crude oil, which is currently just lying around in the oil biome, but we'll have to work on that in the next episode. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did so, please like, share, and comment. It really helps with the algorithm. Independent of that, I wish you a nice day, and well, see ya.